Hello, and welcome to another day of Walking with Jesus as we continue to walk with Jesus through the Gospel according to Luke. We are in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 13, and we're going to be hearing someone ask a question that is somewhat pertinent in our day and age in terms of whether or not or how many people are going to enter the kingdom of heaven. And Jesus gives them an answer that is probably somewhat different than what they wanted to hear. And it reminds me a little bit of the narrow way that we do, the story that we have created for puppets, that we need to enter through the narrow way. In fact, I'm going to start by reading from the Gospel of Matthew, and then I'm going to drop over to the Gospel of Luke. So Matthew 7:13 says this: "Enter by the narrow gate. For the gate is wide and the way is easy that leads to destruction, and those who enter by it are many." And then verse 14, "For the gate is narrow and the way is hard that leads to life, and those who find it are few." And so that's Matthew's account. Luke has something a little bit different. It's slightly different context, and there's more information surrounding it. So let's read this. It's from Luke chapter 13, verse 22, and it's actually a large section all the way through verse 30. He, Jesus, went on his way through towns and villages, teaching and journeying toward Jerusalem. And someone said to him, "Lord, will those who are saved be few?" And Jesus said to them, "Strive to enter through the narrow door. For many, I tell you, will seek to enter and will not be able. When once the master of the house has risen and shut the door, and you begin to stand outside and to knock at the door, saying, 'Lord, open to us,' then he will answer you, 'I do not know where you come from.' Then you will begin to say, 'We ate and drank in your presence, and you taught in our streets.' But he will say, 'I tell you, I do not know where you come from. Depart from me, all you workers of evil.' In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth when you see Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and all the prophets in the kingdom of God, but you yourselves cast out. And people will come from east and west and from north and south, and recline at table in the kingdom of God. And behold, some are last who will be first, and some are first who will be last." So let me just start by saying that Jesus doesn't really answer the question, does he? He is asked if there will be few who enter. And he gives a very long response, but he doesn't tell the number of people that will enter. And the reason I said it's sort of important for us today is because we live in a day and age when there are many people who say that the judgment of God is not real. There are many in our day and age that would tell us that everyone goes to heaven, that all will be saved. It's this whole universalism idea, and that there is no such thing as hell. Well, this passage from Jesus doesn't speak directly of hell, but it does say that there will be some who are on the outside looking in, wishing they could get in, but they won't be able to. And then there are those who will get in that those people standing there think shouldn't get in. So the question here is, once again, really not a matter of how many will enter the kingdom of heaven, but what's necessary to enter the kingdom of heaven. And we get a little bit of a clue here in the place where, when once the master of the house has risen and shut the door, and you begin to stand outside and to knock at the door saying, "Lord, open to us," then he will answer you, "I do not know where you come from." And then they'll begin to ask him even more fervently. And in this one, they say, "Wait, we drank in your presence and you taught in our streets." And he'll say, "Sorry, I don't know where you come from. Depart from me, all you workers of evil. You see, it's all about Jesus. Jesus is the gate. He is the door. We know that in John, the Gospel of John, chapter 10, he is the gate to the entryway of life. We know that he is the way, the means by which we come in. And so what Jesus is saying is you need to follow me and you need to trust me. You need to listen to me. You need to obey me now. Don't be asking about other people. Don't be asking about a future time. Be thinking about what you are doing here and now. Are you accepting the one that you recline at table with? Are you believing the teaching that he gives? Are you willing to follow Jesus even if that leads all the way to the cross? Because if you follow him and if you trust in him and if you place your faith in him, then you'll be on the inside. The door will be open to you and you will be on the inside and you'll be with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and all the prophets in the kingdom of God. But if you reject Jesus, then you'll be on the outside. In that place, there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So Jesus always has a tendency to answer people's questions by making them look into their heart and make a decision about himself. So as your pastor today, that's my question for you. What have you done with Jesus? He is the door. He is the way. He is the truth. And he is the life. Have you followed him? Then you can rest assured that you will be on the inside with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and all the prophets. You will be in his presence forever. But if you're still wondering about Jesus and whether you can trust him, you better make up your mind before it's too late. Because there is a too late to say yes to Jesus. It is appointed unto man once to die, and then the judgment. I hope, my brothers and sisters, my friends, that you will not be disappointed because you will have placed your faith in Jesus Christ. God bless you as you walk with Jesus today.